It's amazing because it brings you back to your purpose, and it brings you back to even what we're speaking about here today. And it's all about validating your emotions and showcasing that there's so much strength in being vulnerable. And then actually, when you start to unveil your vulnerability, the people around you will do the same. And it allows you to have that safe space from the instant that you meet that person, rather than it being something that you feel like a party friend that has to turn into your safe space, because that transition sometimes can be quite hard, right? So it's about making friendships and building the relationships from the start, where you already feel you've got a safe space to be able to build off of. And that's the beauty of, I think, our relationship as well. Being in the same curve industry, we're encouraged to always be vulnerable with one another about our struggles with our body image and our self-image. All of us have different stories, but we connect back to this idea of acceptance and love for who we are and our authenticity. You have turned your beautiful pain that you have experienced into something that can change the world with people's point of view towards their scars, towards their beauty marks, towards their bodies. And I always look at you and say, thank you. Thank you for the work that you do. But most importantly, thank you for your freaking mind. I mean, you're just so brilliant. And to know that you went through all of that, I can only see you literally having those moments, sticking up for yourself, holding your ground, Michelle. I know who you are. I'm not going to shower. I'm just not going to do it. So if you want to watch me walk around here, then go on for the show, because this chick has made up her mind. And as much as you want to say that was stupid, I look back at it with a smile on my face, because that's you knowing what you needed, knowing what you wanted to make you feel like you were grounded in your voice. And that is what you have then turned into an amazing, amazing career to help other women do the same. So you should actually be never saying that's stupid. And you should always be applauding yourself on the back and saying, I have a voice, I know how to use it, and I'm here to encourage other women to do the same. I do want to we've touched a bit on why you started Scarred Not Scared and how that's become such an amazing, honest community. But let's tap back into the bigger thing of how you were able to turn your life experience into really connecting to the masses, which was through body image, right? So, which is through, you've had a unique experience with your body image and your scars. But coincidentally enough, actually, we were testing for a show together, and that's when me and you connected, because I have a scar on my body. Yeah,
I think that's actually the first time we properly spoke.
I think that was probably the first time where you were like, oh, okay, actually, I think Hayley's okay.
No, that is not true. But it is the first conversation we had together. Like, I do remember, I also remember you wearing a gorgeous green coat that I was like, oh God, you look amazing. You had this
love you.
outfit. I remember the outfit. To me, it meant a lot to me, that conversation. But yeah, I think it essentially comes down to, once you embrace your story, you can help others.
Yeah.
It was this frustration that seeing the body positive community talk about like all bodies are good bodies, but I still didn't see one that looks like mine. To be fair, my body is really bloody unique.
Gorgeous.
Your bikini picture doesn't go viral across the world with no platform if you don't have a unique body. And I almost joke that like the only reason my picture went viral is because my body is so different. But it was also such an untapped conversation. And that was the frustration I felt when I was growing up with scars alone, was the fact that, think about how many people have surgeries every single day, and therefore how many people have surgery scars. Yet I never saw anyone with a surgery scar in my life until I was 21, until after my campaign. And so it was this frustration of like, oh my God, I had to do all this hard work to finally accept my scars and love my body. But it shouldn't have been that such hard work. Like that, the hard work should have been surviving the bloody surgeries. But the fact that body image was such a big hurdle for me to overcome, I was like, I'm confident, I'm fine with it now. Well, why not me? Like, why can't I be the person? I can sit here and bitch and complain about the fact that no one's including me, or I can make sure other people are included in this movement too. And so that's ultimately where Scarred Not Scared came down to. And for me, I wanted to make it a big conversation, and I'm glad it did go viral, because what I always said about Scarred Not Scared is it's actually not really about the people who have scars, because every single person who has a scar has a story of someone who doesn't have scars body shaming them or making a comment on their scar or staring at their scar. And that's what creates the insecurity. Before that moment where I wore a bikini at 10 years old, I didn't know my scars were a bad thing. Yes, I could see the difference. I didn't know the difference was a bad thing until someone looked at me with pity. And so that was the part that needed to change. And I truly believe it has changed. When I first was posting pictures of scars, the response would very much be like, ew, gross, I'm really sorry you had to go through that, but why do you have to talk about it? Why do we have to see it? Whereas now people are very much like, wow, that's so brave. It's
Give me. They're like, give me, Michelle. You look like a sexy hot dog. Give me.
Exactly. And that's what we want.